Hi, my name is Nathan Allen, and I wanted to walk you through my assessment process. This is how I assess a student. Now, a lot of times when we think of assessment, we think of a test or maybe a quiz that they're taking, but there's a lot more to assessments that I think when we're trying to gather information on the student's knowledge of what they've learned. The first thing I'm going to give you is an example. It's a vlog created by one of my students. And if we look right here, the student has links that he has researched and put up on his own from information I requested for him to research. And then he took this information and created videos explaining them. We can see that he's taken the information and then he also explains how it works.
Reconstruction was when the South was being rebuilt. This started at 1865 and ended in 1877.
Now, a lot of this is just either memorization or facts explaining. Some of them have changed them into stories, put them in their own words, or even put them in the perspective of them experiencing it themselves. I kind of left it up to them to be as creative as they wanted. The bare minimum would be to include the required facts. This is the link where he gathered some of information on the Gettysburg Address, and he has many other links down here. Now, this is just one type of assessment. If we go along the list, there's a lot of other ones. In my in-class assignments page right here, you can see that I have a lot of assignments for final papers due. I have personal resume. I have an exam to take here, more assignments, another exam, and I'll give you a little example of what those look like. First off, here's one of my assignments. This is a paper that they were working on as a final paper. In it, it gives them instructions on what's needed, how to write it, and what information should be included in that. We also look and see right here, this is an example of one of the quizzes that they could take. Most of these were given in class. There were some open book that I did, but anything with multiple choice, I usually do those in class so I can make sure that there's no cheating involved and that I can see that the student is truly using their knowledge and not their skills at their devices. We can see some of these. What did the United States hope to achieve through expansionism? We can read through why did the Americans come to the islands of Hawaii in 1820s. Some of these are almost facts, but they try to reach a little bit of higher understanding of why they happened. Now, this right here goes beyond the facts. This asks them to take and look at a political picture and then describe what's going on in that picture, what the caption says under the picture, who might it relate to. So this is getting them to try to think of not only the historical event, but the parts surrounding it. So we go from questions about a specific time to understanding why something happens. Again, here we have very specific amendments, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, and so on. And these are all different amendments to the Constitution. And the students had to work on, understand, and pretty much memorize the amendments, knowing which is which. Once they achieved that, they were able to take that on to the next level and work on assignments that helped them to understand. So this was an assignment afterwards, looking at Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, Drudge Report, or other news stations. Find a current news article using your Constitution. Decide if the Constitution Amendment was broken or upheld in the new situation. So they were supposed to take and read through a news report and then use their knowledge right here of the Constitution to find out if the Constitution was used or broken, and if someone's rights were being taken away. It was interesting. A lot of them found news reports, but most of the news reports were from places other than America. And that brought us into another discussion of how is it that some countries have a constitution that's different than our constitution. One of the final things we have here is storyboarding that I've used quite a bit. And this allows the students to use different storyboarding programs to create stories that have already happened and then alter them to fit different scenarios. So you may take Lincoln's assassination and then combine different parts of history and how they led up to that. This is just a short overview of some of the things I use to assess my students and walk them through. I hope you've enjoyed it, and please look for